American welfare state more humane, past, present, and future. Opportunities and constraints. Cultural factors. What are cultural factors? How Americans evaluate and consider the causes of social issues and who is responsible for them. An example of a constraint regarding cultural factors is when people view the government as innately flawed, therefore negating any possibility that constructive productivity will take place concerning social problems. An example of an opportunity regarding a cultural factor is how people now sympathize with those who have become victims in their environments, which gives them the right to help from the welfare state, like children and the elderly. Institutional factors. What are institutional factors? Institutional factors are the government's administrative allowances to create and cultivate social programs as well as balancing social policy between local, state, and federal jurisdictions. An example of constraint regarding institutional factors is thinking that the private sector has the means or access to solve social problems when they don't. An example of an opportunity regarding institutional factors is that there is an increasing amount of entities that are now able to help policy solutions, including public and private sectors. This gives policy advocators countless resources for access. Social factors. Anything that changes the stability of the social environment that forms the choices of policies, like war and immigration, is a social factor. An example of a constraint regarding a social factor is a prejudice. For example, racism, sexism, classism, xenophobia, anti-immigrant sentiments, and homophobia are all constraints of social factors. An opportunity regarding social factors are advocacy groups that represent minority or vulnerable populations having empowerment strategies as well as self-help and other resources. There are other factors, including economic factors, sequencing of events, legal factors, and political factors. These all have different opportunities and constraints, including